我们请大家一起低头同心默祷。
Let us bow our heads and pray in silence in one accord.
阿门。哈利路亚，奉主是圣名开始我们今天晚上的聚会。
In the name of Lord Jesus Christ, we begin our service.
我们一起来唱诗364首。
Please sing hymn 364.
哈利路亚奉主是圣名，在这边跟我们大家一起来继续做学习。
In the name of Lord Jesus Christ, we gather here together to learn together.
我们昨天以尼希米记来讲到重建圣城的重要。
So yesterday we started talking about Nehemiah and the lesson on rebuilding the wall.
在以色列人的历史当中，我们所看到的大部分都是失败的记载。
And in the history of the Israelites, we can say that there were a lot of fails within the history.
他们得胜的时候多，得胜的时候少，被敌人追赶的时候多。
Typically, they're more being chased by their enemies than them in victories.
他们得荣耀的时候少，失落被敌人压制的时候多。
They spend more time being oppressed by their enemies than in victory.
但是在他们的历史当中，有几段时期是他们引以为豪，并且引以得荣耀的。
However, there's some portions of their history where the Israelites were victorious and they were very glorified.
如同在一个黑暗的过程当中，有几段是他们发出光辉的历史。
And within some of their dark periods, there were moments where they shined.
除了在大卫、所罗门的年代
aside from the King David and King Solomon's era,
他们大部分王国时期都是失败的。
most of their other kingships or eras were not very well
一直
kept.
到最后国家失落，国家被毁灭。
Until when their whole entire kingdom was in demise.
百姓被掳掠，被带到国外去。
And their people were captured and enslaved to foreign lands.
这个圣殿被焚烧，圣城被拆毁。
And their temples and their whole cities were destroyed.
在这个最失败、最羞愧的时候
And during that time of dismay,
神却用了一个平凡普通的尼希米
and God utilized a very common person by the name of Nehemiah
却创造了一个不平凡的时代。
to establish a very excellent and non-standard era in
所以我们
Israel's
说到说，其实我们都可以成为今天世代的尼希米。
So, in other words, we all can become the Nehemiahs of today's time.
只是我们必须要做一个选择。
However, we have to make a choice
在我们看到困难的时候，
that when we come across obstacles,
在我们面对压力的时候，
when we receive oppressions,
在我们必须要做选择的时候，
when we need to make a decision,
我们的选择会决定我们最后的价值。
our decisions or our choices will have outcome in our final worth.
所以尼希米做了他的选择，
So Nehemiah made his choice,
使得他的人生成为一种灿烂。
so that gave him a victory and glory in his life.
所以我们昨天谈到尼希米决志回到耶路撒冷，
So we talked about yesterday that Nehemiah was determined to return to Jerusalem.
并且鼓励所有归来的信徒，所有归来的以色列人一起来建造城墙。
Where he encouraged the leaders and the people of the Israelite to take up the rebuilding of their kingdom.
但是我们昨天也谈到说，当人有心要回转，
We also talked about yesterday that when we have the heart to turn around,
常常就是困难跟压力的来到。
that's when obstacles and oppressions
当
start.
当人有心要找神，
When we have the heart to seek after God,
常常会遇到阻拦跟困扰。
oftentimes that's when we will face hindrances.
很多时候我们在新年in the new year
A lot of times we go through a beginning of a new
我
year.
们都会有新年New Year resolution 新年的新的志向
And oftentimes during New Year's, we'll make new resolutions.
有时候这个新年的志向可能跟我们的生活有关
And oftentimes these resolutions have very much to do with our lives.
有的时候可能跟我们的家人有关
Sometimes they have to do with our family
但是有时候
members.
新年志向是跟我们的信仰有关
Sometimes our resolutions has to do with our faith.
有多少次我们立下心志啊？
How many times have we set
说
determination
从今天开始啊，我每天都要读圣经啊。
that from now on we will read the Bible every
从
day?
新年开始1月1号，我每天都要读经祷告
How many times have we determined that we will pray every day?
啊。但是啊，常常啊，立下心志由得我啊。
However, sometimes it's easier for us to make these determinations.
啊，
It's
努
hard
力
for us
执
to
行
carry
由
it
不
out.
得我啊。
It's very difficult for us to carry it
啊，
out.
有时候啊，当你啊晚上啊圣经拿出来了，
Oftentimes, during the evening, you take out your Bible.
哇，糟糕，一通电话进来了，有事找你
However, you get interrupted by a telephone call.
啊。打完电话啊，很晚了，很累啦。
After you finish your conversation,
啊，
it's
主
late
啊，明天我再来读经啊。
and you're tired, and so you promise God that tomorrow I shall read the
然
Bible.
后所以啊，常常是明日复明日，明日何其多啊！就是每天就一直推，就是一直往下推啊。
So oftentimes we will keep on procrastinating our promises to
啊，到
God.
最后就是啊，主啊，2016年我再开始啊。
And then after a while, you vow to start a new resolution next year.
啊，有时候啊，我们立志每天晚上睡觉前一定要祷告10分钟啊，
Oftentimes we're determined and vowed that we will pray at least 10 minutes before we
因为我
sleep.
们相信说多祷告多祷告生命绝对会不一样
Because we believe that the more we pray, it'll transform our
啊。
lives.
但是总是有事情发生
However, there's always interruptions.
啊，总是有让你忙碌不完的
There's always things that we're busy after.
啊，所以啊，到最后啊，要祷告的时候啊，都已经很累很晚了。
That's why every time when it comes to our time to pray, it's usually very late at night
哦，
when
所
we're
以
very
祷
tired.
告就是倒在床上告诉神呐、
And when we're praying, oftentimes we're lying in bed,
主啊，我
basically
累
half
了
dreaming.
哦，就跟主耶稣讲说，我累了，明天再来啊。
And our prayer content would be to God that we're tired, so
你会-
we'll talk to you tomorrow.
你会发觉说，有时候啊，当你想要改变，当你立下心志，当你有决心要做点什么，就会有困难临到啊。
So oftentimes we'll learn that once we're determined to do something, we've set out a resolution, that's when hindrances and obstacles will show
哦，
up.
不止我们今天遇到这种问题呀、
So this is not the only problem
啊，
we
其实
face
呢，在
with.
圣经里面所有的古圣徒常常都遇到这样的问题啊。
We're not the only one, and a lot of the saints recorded in the Bible, they're faced with the same problem.
哦，像撒母耳时代，以色列人归向神，
In Samuel's time, the Israelites came back to God.
非利士人就要来攻击他
And the Philippians, they came to attack them.
啊。在尼希米的时代
And during the Nehemiah's time,
啊，当他们要开始建造城墙
when they're about to set out to rebuild the city wall,
啊，马上敌人就回来攻击他
and right away their enemies set out to attack
啊。
them.
使徒时代，当教会开始复兴，
During the
当教会开始发展，
apostolic time, when the church was just about to prosper,
马上开始各种的问题就显现了。
and then during that time, a lot of problems
哦，
came
所
up.
以啊，今天我们想要做对的事情，必须要准备，要面对考验。
So when we today want to do the right thing or make the right choice, we better be ready to shoulder some difficult
我们来
times.
看尼希米记的第4章哦，
Let's turn to Nehemiah chapter 4.
尼希米记的第4章
Nehemiah chapter 4,
第1节，
verse 1.
第4章第1节。
Chapter 4, verse 1.
参巴拉听见我们修造城墙，就发怒，大大恼恨，嗤笑犹大人。第2节，
Verse 2.
对他兄弟和撒玛利亚的军兵说：这些软弱的犹大人做什么呢？要保护自己吗？要献祭吗？要一日成功吗？要从土堆里拿出火烧的石头再立墙吗？第3节，
Verse 3.
亚门人多比亚站在旁边说：他们所修造的石墙，就是狐狸上去也必吃倒啊！所以啊，在这里说，当他们要开始建造城墙
Here tells us that when they're setting out to rebuild the wall,
马上敌人就出现，压力就来到了啊。
right away they face pressure with their enemies that are plotting to attack them.
如同我们今天要改变生命，
For example, today, if we're setting out to change our lives,
你知道吗？你也必须要面对压力，面对选择啊！
do you know that you will be faced with difficult choices or decisions?
在这种选择当中啊，我们在这种困难当中，我们都有2个选择。
And typically, when we are faced with these difficult challenges, we have two choices.
你可以在压力底下选择退缩
We could, under pressure, escape.
啊，你可以告诉自己说，神的时候还没有到。
We can tell ourselves God's time is not here yet.
你可以给自己很多的借口跟理由来逃避现实环境的压力。
You can make a lot of excuses, and so to excuse yourself from making the right choice.
而你也可以像尼西米一样，
Or you can be like Nehemiah.
在压力之下继续往前，
He kept on going under pressure.
在困难当中学习靠神。
During difficult times, he learned to rely on God.
有时候你会把生命当中的危机变成你信仰上的转机。
Oftentimes, we can turn a crisis in our lives into shining points in our life of faith.
所以困难是难免的。
So it's inevitable that we will face difficulties.
其实一个人的信仰当中，如果没有困难跟压力，那个才是很奇怪的事情啊。
In reality, it's rather odd that in a person's faith that person will not face with difficulty or oppressions.
我们来看一下提摩太后书哦。
Let's turn to 2 Timothy.
我们看提摩太后书的第3章
2 Timothy chapter 3,
第12节。
verse 12.
提摩太后书的第3章第12节。
2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 12.
他说不但如此，凡立志在基督耶稣里敬虔度日的，也都要受逼迫。在这里是保罗给我们每一个人的提醒啊。
Here's a reminder from Paul to every one of us.
保罗说，如果你想要敬虔度日，做一个好基督徒，
Paul says here that if you want to live a godly life,
他说你一定会受逼迫啊，
he says that you shall be persecuted.
不是可能，
It's not maybe.
不是或许，
It's not, he's assuming that we
更不是
will.
说你大概可能或许会被逼迫啊。
It's not probable that we will be
在这里
persecuted.
保罗说，如果你要敬虔度日，你都一定必须要被逼迫啊。
Paul says, as a matter of fact, that everyone who wants to live in a godly life in Christ Jesus will be persecuted.
所以我们今天要问问自己啊，
So today we have to ask ourselves,
信仰的路走到今天，我们有被逼迫过吗？
have we been persecuted in our journey of faith
我们
up
在
until now?
我们在信仰当中有面对选择的压力吗？
In our lives of faith, have we been faced with the choices of difficulties?
如果有，感谢主，代表你的信仰是在成长的过程当中。
If we have, then thank God. That means you are growing in your faith.
如果你的信仰从来没有感受到逼迫，
However, if in your faith you have never received any hindrances or difficulties,
那有2个可能啊。
there might be 2 possibilities.
第一个可能，
The first
你
possibility,
已经像耶稣一样完美了，
the first possibility is that you might be like Jesus. You've been
你已经
perfected your faith,
像保罗一样超越逼迫了。
or you're like Paul, that you have surpassed oppositions.
有没有可能？有，
Is that possible? Possibly.
但是你跟我不太可能啊。
However, you and I probably not.
几率是有的，但是大概不会在我们身上啊。
There's a slim chance that we may be able to attain that level. However, most likely not.
而且如果我们是这样哦，
However, and if we're like that,
哎呀，主耶稣可能会讲啊，完美的，回家就回去啦。
God may say you've accomplished everything, that may call you back to the heavenly kingdom.
所以如果不是这个，那就是另外一个可能啊。
So if you're not in that category, then you are in the other
如果
category.
信主到今天，你还没有感受到你受过逼迫，为信仰要在信仰上受过逼迫啊。
If to this day in your life of faith you have not experienced any obstacles
你
or
从来不需要做
difficulties,
选择的挣扎，
you've never had to struggle with making the right decisions,
那就是另外一个可能啊。
then you're in the other category.
什么可能？就是你非常容易妥协啊。
That category is that you may be easily compromised.
非常容易妥协，自然不需要逼迫啊。
So if you're easily compromised, then obviously decisions are not difficult to you.
非常容易让步，自然不用受苦难啊。
If it's easy for you to compromise in your faith, then of course nothing will be a challenge.
所以在这里告诉我们说，你必须要被逼迫的，
Here it tells us that you shall be persecuted.
可能是从你的家人，
Perhaps the persecution comes from your
可
family.
能是你的朋友，
Maybe it comes from your friends.
可能是你工作的环境，你的同事。
Maybe it comes from your colleagues.
因为你的信仰的选择而给你一些不舒服，给你一些压力。
They may give you certain pressure or certain difficulties because your choice in believing in God.
如果你生命中有这些，你的信仰才是正常的。
If you have experienced these difficulties, then you are on the right path.
我还记得说我高中的时候在学校啊，
I remember when I was in high school,
我们在高中的时候都在学校的 cafeteria 学校的饭厅吃饭啊。
and I was eating in our cafeteria in high school.
我们那个吃饭前不是都要默祷吗？
And we, as Christians, we usually have to do a silent prayer before we start eating.
有一次啊，我默祷起来，我的饭就不见了。
One time, after I finished my silent prayer, my lunch is gone.
哇，我坐在我旁边的人大家都在笑啊，那饭藏起来不跟我讲啊，
哦
不给我就没有人要告诉我饭在哪里啊。
All those people, friends around me, they were all laughing, and none of them told me where my lunch
你
was.
看，我从高中就开始受逼迫啊。
So that was one of my persecutions ever since high school.
哦，说大家都在笑，你又没饭吃怎么办呢？
Everybody was laughing at me, and I had no food to eat.
啊，我就拿隔壁的饭先吃一口啊，看你怎么办呢？
And so I took my friend's, I ate took a bite of my friend's
啊，他们只
meal.
好把我的东西给他了。
And then he had to be forced to give me his lunch.
啊，但是是的，有时候你会为了你的信仰啊，人家会欺负你的。
It is true that because of your faith, oftentimes people will take advantage of you.
有一天呢，有一个姐妹来跟我说，哦，
One time there was a sister who came and told me this.
她说传道，我的同事都叫我大傻瓜哎。
And she says, Pastor, my colleagues are all telling me that I'm a fool.
哦，我说他们为什么要叫你大傻瓜呢？
I asked her why.
哦，她说啊，因为他们是在做衣厂哦，在车衣服的哈。
She explained that she was a seamstress.
哦，所以啊，那个星期六通常是货最好，他们那个不同等级的货价格是不一样的哦。
And usually on Saturdays, typically the good quality materials come in.
啊，通常礼拜六是赚最多钱的时候
Consequently, on Saturdays, that's when they make the most money.
啊。但是啊，因为他礼拜六都来教会啊，
However, for our sister, she had to attend Sabbath
哦，所以啊
service.
他的同事就问他哦，
Therefore, her colleagues would ask her,
他说为什么你礼拜六都没有来工作呢？
"Why don't you come to work on Saturday?"
他说啊，我要去教会啊。
She replied, "It's because I need to go to church."
啊，他的同事就很好奇啊，
And so her colleagues were very curious.
他就说啊，你去教会为什么？教会会发东西吗？
So they attempted to ask her, when you go to church, do they give you something?
啊，如果教会会发钱，我可以跟你去吗？
If your church gives you money to compensate you, then can I go with
哇，
you?
你看那么好，如果可以不用上班又可以发钱，那不是很好吗？
They thought to themselves that wouldn't it be wonderful if the sister of ours went to church and didn't have to work and still was compensated.
那结果啊，我们那个姐妹啊，就跟她的同事讲哦，
But our sister replied
没有哎，没有发东西，也没有发钱哎，
that no, I don't get anything. I
而
don't
且
get
哦
money.，
来的人哦还要奉献才可以哦。
If anything, I have to offer my money to
哦，
God.
所以从此之后，大家都叫她大傻瓜，
That's why from that point on, all her colleagues would call her a fool
因为大家都觉得她很傻，
because they think she's foolish.
能赚钱的时候不去赚钱，
That when there's opportunity to make money, she doesn't
还把你
take
辛苦
it.
赚的钱拿去捐给教会。
And then she takes her hard-earned money and offers it to church.
哦，所以啊，在工作场所当中，大家常常嘲笑她。
So in her workplace, a lot of people laugh at her.
哦，以她的信仰为可笑的，以她的行为为愚蠢的。
So they thought of her actions as foolish. They thought of her faith as makes her a silly person.
啊，但是啊，这个姐妹告诉我，
But the sister told me
她说
this.
没有关系啦，主耶稣不觉得我是傻瓜就好啦。
She says it doesn't matter what they think
啊，
as
别
long
人
as
笑，
Jesus
别人讲，
Christ.
这个都是很小的事情啊。
As long as Jesus Christ doesn't think I'm a fool, then everybody else's comments are minor to me.
哦，所以啊，信仰路上有挑战才会成长。
So again, those of us who face persecutions in our life of faith will have growth.
我们来看一下第4章的第6节啊，
Let's look at chapter 4, verse 6.
尼希
Nehemiah.
米记的第4章第6节。
Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 6.
第6节，他说：“这样，我们修造城墙，城墙就都联络，高至一半，因为百姓专心做工啊。”那这里告诉我们说，他们不断进步的一个原因啊，
And here it tells us the secret of their progress.
也是我们今天在侍奉神的必须要拥有的态度。
And this is an attitude that we must have as we serve God.
那这里讲说啊，为什么他们能够不在压力、在嘲笑当中不断的长进呢？
Here it teaches us how they are able to keep on progressing the work while they're under pressure.
啊，因为他们专心做事啊。
Because they worked with all of their heart.
啊，什么叫做专心？
What does it mean by working with all your heart?
专心就是忽略外在的影响。
That means we are focused and not be distracted by other things.
专心就是不要在意别人给你的公宣。
With all of our hearts means not to listen to other people's side comments.
因为我们今天在做事，总是会有人讲话的。
Inevitably, when we do work for God, there's going to be side comments from other people.
我们来看路加福音的第7章哦。
Let's look at Luke chapter 7.
路加福音的第7章
Let's turn to Luke chapter 7.
第33节，
verse 33.
路加福音的第7章33节。
Luke chapter 7, verse 33.
33节，施洗约翰来，不吃饼，不喝酒，你们说他是被鬼附着的。34，
34.
人子来也吃也喝，你们说他是贪食好酒的人，是税吏和罪人的朋友。35，
35.
但智慧之子总以智慧为是啊。在这一段呢，主耶稣告诉我们啊，
In these few verses, Jesus tells us
不管你
this.
怎么做，不管你做多好，总是有人会说话啊。
It doesn't matter what you do and how well you do it, people will criticize.
他说啊，约翰来啦，
It says John the Baptist
常常
came.
禁食不吃不喝
He was fasting,
啊，
spiritual cultivating
结果
himself.
人家说啊，这个被鬼附了，这个有问题呀。
People would criticize him by saying that he's demon possessed.
但是说人子来了，耶稣来了，也吃也喝啊。
But when the Son of Man came and ate and drank,
是税吏跟罪人的朋友啊。
then people said that he's a glutton and a drunkard's friend,
说他是贪食好酒的人呐。
that he's a friend of the tax collector
那
and
很糟
sinners.
糕啊！请问你到底是要吃，是不吃不喝，还是要吃要喝呢？
So the irony is, should we be fasting or should we be eating?
人家叫你不要，你如果不吃，人家说你被鬼附着；
When you fast, people will think you are demon possessed.
你一吃，人家说哦，这个贪吃鬼，这个很爱吃的
But when you start eating, people will criticize you and call you a glutton.
你怎么办？
So what should we do?
不吃也不是，吃也不是怎么活下去啊？活不下去了。
And if we can't eat, we can't not eat, then we can't do anything.
我说有时候我们生命当中如果你非常在意别人讲的每一句话，
So in our service towards God, if we do pay a whole lot of attention to the side comments from other people,
常常到最后你不知道怎么做才好啊。
many times at the end you will not know how to proceed.
所以在这里主耶稣告诉我们说，智慧的人以智慧为事啊。
So therefore, Jesus tells us that those people that are wise will do things wisely.
这告诉我们说我们今天做对或错是要回答神呐。
So really what it tells us is that what we do everything in accordance to our conscience to God.
你只要心中有思考，仔细思考过你的行为，
As long as before we do something, we thoroughly examine our
你很清
conscience.
楚你做事情的原因、动机、目的。
We're clear on our pure objectives and motives.
在对照圣经、符合圣经的原则，
That we make sure that our actions are consistent with the teachings of the Bible.
尽力沟通，使众人了解你的方法。
As long as we try our best to outreach and communicate with others and be transparent,
剩下的我们就不要想太多了。
then we shall really not worry too much about anything else.
就像这里讲说，犹大人做事专一，所以城墙就盖起来了。
That's why in Nehemiah says that the Jews that they were focused and did the work with all of their heart.
但
And
是
that's how they built the
我们要
wall.
小心，不要让这一节成为一种自以为是、固执的借口哦。
However, we have to be careful and not interpret this verse as to emphasize our stubborn ways, our own will.
传道说不要管别人讲什么啊。
So this shouldn't be that you're taking it as the preacher is telling me that we should not listen to other people.
所以不管别人怎么建议，不管别人怎么讲，我通通不听。
So it doesn't matter what other good opinion or input that I'm hearing from others,
传道
I'm
说要
not going to listen to them.
传道说要专心，通通不要听人家讲。
Because preacher is telling us just to do according to our own will and not listen to others' advice.
乱讲，我没有这样子说哦。
That's not the case. I'm not telling you to do that.
我是说我们要仔细思考过哦，
I'm telling you to think about your actions.
然后用圣经的原则来对照。
I'm telling you to examine your actions, your decisions based on the teachings
然后
of the
聆听
Bible.
众人的声音呐，
And then you should communicate and listen to others.
来校正、调整自己是不是正确的脚步啊
So。you can make adjustments and decide whether if you need to make minor refinements to
如果
your
别人给的
actions.
谏言是有理的，你必须要接受。
If others' input to you makes sense and logical, then you should accept.
如果别人只是纯粹的批评，你要感谢。
If the opinion coming your way is only to criticize, then you should thank them.
所以摩西曾经在讲过一句话啊，
That's why Moses once said this.
摩西是以色列人的领袖，
Moses was the leader of the Israelites.
是最高权柄的执行者
He was had the highest authority.
但是有一些女孩子跑来找摩西
But there were some women that came and consulted him.
摩西，我们有意见
So they told Moses, "We have some opinions."
结果摩西听完以后哦，
And after Moses listened to their
摩
opinions,
西说：“你们说的有理。”
Moses replied to their opinions by telling them that what you're suggesting makes sense.
然后就马上调整啦。
So he then implemented their opinions.
这个才是正确的方法，正确做事情的方法啊。
That is the correct approach when we should have in doing things.
如果人家讲的有理，你就要听啊。
When there's reason and logic in other people's opinions, then we must listen.
如果人家讲的不符合道理的，你要感谢他愿意给你谏言呐。
But if other opinions are inconsistent with the teachings of the Bible, then you should thank them for trying to give you input.
但是啊，你的步伐要稳固啊。
However, your approach and your principles must be consistent.
你要很清楚自己在做什么，
You have to understand clearly what your objectives are.
而不是别人讲一个你就改，别人再讲一个你就调整。
We should not cater to every person's input and opinion.
最后就走得歪歪斜斜，不知道你要带着教会去哪里啊。
Then at the end of the day, your directions will be lost and you will not be able to be a strong leader.
所以在这里告诉我们说他们做事是专心的。
So in the Bible, it tells us the Israelites at the time they did their work with all of their hearts
因为建造城墙是神的旨意，
because they felt that the rebuilding the wall is consistent with the direction
是
of
正确的
God.
方向。
That is the right direction.
既然是正确的方向，你就要专心继续往前了。
If they were confirmed that their action is right, then of course they would have to put in all efforts.
但是接下来他们遇到了很大的挑战，
However, after that, they ran up against
也是
difficulties.
我们今天信仰生活上最容易遇到的一些挑战啊。
And some of these difficulties that I face that we can relate to in our daily
我们看第
lives.
4章的第10节，
Let's turn to chapter 4, verse 10.
尼希米记的第4章第10节。
Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 10.
第10节说，犹大人说，灰土尚多，扛抬的人力气已经衰败，所以我们不能建造城墙。第11节，
11.
我们的敌人且说，趁他们不知不见，我们进入他们中间杀他们，使工作止住。12节，
12.
那靠近敌人居住的犹大人10次从各处来见我们说，你们必要回到我们那里呀。在这里我们看到他们面对的3大问题。
Here we can see that they faced with 3 difficulties.
常常也是我们今天信仰生活所遇到的3个主要的挑战。
And these 3 difficulties we can relate to as challenges that we face in our
我们希
spiritual
望重建
lives.
教会的城墙，
We also wish to rebuild our church's wall
使得教会圣工能够兴旺。
so that our church work may prosper.
我们希望建立我们家庭的城墙，
We also may want to rebuild the walls of our family
使得我们子女的信仰能够得坚固。
so our children's faith and spirituality may be solidified.
我们希望能够建立我们自己心中的城墙，
We also would like to fortify the walls within our hearts
使我们的信仰生活能够蒙主喜悦。
so our spiritual lives may find favor in God's
但是我们
eyes.
常常遇到了这3个犹大人所遇到的问题呀。
However, oftentimes we are also faced with these 3 challenges that these Israelites are
什么
faced
问
with.
题？第一个，这里说灰土尚多，扛抬的人力气衰败啦。
The first problem is that there's so much rubble that they cannot rebuild the wall
因为工作太多了，
because the tasks at hand are overbearing.
所以在忙碌当中逐渐失去了力量。
That in their busy effort in trying to do the work, that they lost strength.
我们现在的人生活都非常忙碌啊。
We live in a very busy society,
尤其北加州尤其你们
especially Northern California, especially us.
这边跟纽约应该是很有的拼啊。
This Silicon Valley is pretty comparable to the busy lives of New York City.
生活非常忙碌，非常紧绷，压力非常的大。
There's a lot of pressure in our daily work, and it's very intense.
所以有时候我在看教会的年轻人
That's why sometimes when I observe the youths in our church,
他们为了要生活，为了要工作，为了要付房贷真的是早出晚归啊。
and a lot of them, they leave home early and they come home late just to earn a living so that they can sustain themselves.
要先开车到火车站坐火车进城，再转地铁，然后再走路才会到公司。
There's people that have to drive to the train station, the bus station, to take the train to the city and then have to go through various stations.
每天上下班2-3个小时啊。
Every day, these people would spend 2-3 hours just in commute.
有一天呢，有一个弟兄打电话给我，
One day, a brother called me.
我说晚上11点你打电话给我做什么？
I thought to myself, it's 11 o'clock. Why are you calling me
他
this
打电话
late?
跟我说传道，我跟我太太在外面散步啊。
The brother told me, Pastor, I'm taking a stroll with my wife.
那我想说你外面下大雪，你在外面11点在散步是怎样？
So I was wondering why they would be taking a stroll outside when it was snowing outside.
没有啦，他说传道那个巴士开到我们家的时候因为雪还没有铲，所以巴士叫我们全部下车自己走路回家。
But the brother said, no, it's not like that. It's actually because the bus, when it was drove near our house, but because of the snow was not taken care of, we had to be let out early, so we have to walk home.
他说我跟我太太9点走到现在11点了，快要到家了。
Me and my wife, we had to walk almost 2 hours, and now we're almost home.
他说有时候我觉得说我们现今的人生活压力真的很大，工作真的非常辛苦啊。
This tells me that a lot of us are faced with very high amount of pressure.
但是就是在这种忙碌的生活当中，有时候会逐渐在忙碌中失去信仰的力量。
In our lives, and it's oftentimes during these busy toils in our lives that we lose direction.
如同这些犹大人一说，灰土这么多，我们怎么有办法？
Just like this Israelites started to complain that there are so much rubble, how can we complete our task?
生活这么忙，我怎么有时间灵修？
Likewise, for us, we may complain that we're so busy with our lives, how can we spiritual cultivate?
工作压力这么大，我怎么有办法聚会？
We're so pressured with our stress from work, how can we concentrate in worshiping God?
就像这些犹大人一样
Just like these Israelites.
所以忙碌的生活有时候成为信仰，忙碌的生活成为信仰的一种敌人呐。
So we can say that our daily toils and efforts sometimes become obstacles in our spiritual cultivation.
当然工作压力大，生活很忙碌，这是人没有办法避免的。
Indeed, this is something that we are not going to be able to do without.
因为你必须要上班
Because you have to go to work.
因为你必须要付房贷
We have to pay for our mortgages.
你没有办法说今天心情不好，我决定不上班了，不可以
We don't have the choice to say to ourselves, today I don't feel like it, so I'm not going to go to work.
但是在我们忙碌的生活当中，总是有一点时间是真正在我们的掌握之下的。
However, in our daily lives, we do still have some free time within our control.
在这个少少的短暂的这个你可以控制的时间里面，
Within this small amount of free time within our control.
不同的人有不同的利用方式。
Different people will utilize it differently.
不同的利用方式最后会结出信仰上不同的果子。
And these different choices will have different results in terms of spiritual outcome.
那有的人很会利用一点点时间
Some people, they take advantage of the little time they have.
上班之前提早15分钟起床，
They go to work, but they wake up 15 minutes earlier.
先祷告一下再出门。
Before they leave the home, they pray a little bit.
晚上要睡觉以前，你说5分钟、10分钟没有吗？也是有的吧。
You must have at least 5-10 minutes before you sleep every night.
你就少玩一下游戏就可以了嘛。
You just have to play less of your computer games.
你就少上一下网就有了嘛。
Then you just have to shave some time off of your internet
有时候
browsing.
我们说很忙很忙其实真的有这么忙吗？
Sometimes we complain that we have no time, but in reality, do we really have not all the time?
我有一天在跟一个姐妹在讲话
One day I was conversing with a sister.
因为她已经常常没有来聚会，就是有来没有来，消失一下又出现
This sister has been lukewarm in coming to church.
然后我就跟她讲说你怎么看见现在聚会都没有看到你
So I asked her, how come recently I have not seen you very much?
传道你不知道，我们工作很忙的，
So the sister told me, you don't know, Pastor, how busy I am at my work.
忙到连睡觉的时间都没有
I barely have time to sleep.
讲的真的很可怜传道心里就为她感到很难过
So I felt very sympathetic.
结果刚好另外一个姐妹经过
Then I noticed another sister
一
walked
个
by.
塑胶袋拿了一塔，这个是最新的韩剧跟你换。
And the sister basically told the other sister gave a big pile of Korean soap opera, the newer edition, and gave it to the sister I was talking to and said, let me swap with you.
他们两个就开始聊起来了，聊那个我听不懂的
So they started talking about the Korean soap opera.
我看到2点，我看到3点
They were boasting how late that they spent in watching
关不
the
掉
show
实在是
till
我都不知道他到底会不会死
2 till 2, 3 a.m. in the morning, and they were lamenting the fact that the drama is really intense and very enticing.
传道站在旁边哦，想说你是忘记我站在这里了是吗？
So I was standing next to them. I must have thought that they forgotten that I was right
哦，
there.
难怪你说连睡觉的时间都没有，原来都在看电视啊。
So of course now it makes sense. You tell me you don't have time. You don't have time to sleep. It's because you're spending hours watching TV.
我说哎呀，有时候我们说很忙，忙的时间都没有。
Sometimes we say we're so busy to the point we have no time.
我们没有20分钟可以做灵修，跟主耶稣说话。
We don't have 20 minutes to converse and spiritual cultivate with God.
啊，但是我们可以找得出2个小时看电视或者上网。
However, we can find 2 hours worth of time to go browse the web or to watch a
我
movie.
说这如果是我们的生活，我们怎么可能不软弱？怎么可能不失去力量呢？
So if that's our lifestyle, how can we have a solidified life of faith?
我说呀，在诗篇46篇里面告诉我们啦，
So in Psalm 46, it tells us
诗篇
this.
46篇说我们要休息呀，
Psalm 46 tells us that we must rest.
要知道我是神。
We have to know God.
他说哇，你有休息有安静的时候，
When we have rest, then we will have peace.
你才有机会看到神、认识神。
Then we will have the chance and opportunity to get to know
你
God.
如果每天生活都非常忙乱，
If every day of your life, every moment is in chaos,
不只是生活忙，而且心很乱。
not only physically we're in chaos, but mentally and psychologically we're very disturbed.
你生活当中要听到主耶稣的话，非常困难呐、啊。
It is very difficult under that circumstance that we can truly listen and hear the words of God.
所以希望我们每个人都能够拿出一点时间来，
So I wish that every one of us can spare some time,
每天一点点的时间。
just a little bit of time every
因
day.
为我知道要求太多，你就说你不要做啦。
Because I know that if we ask too much time, then you're going to reject it.
我跟你讲说，半个小时传道不行，半个小时不可以。
If I ask 30 minutes of your time, you probably will reply, sorry, Pastor, I can't.
10分钟啊，10分钟可以考虑一下啊、
Can you
5分钟更好嘛，对不
Can
对
you？do 10 minutes? Maybe 5 minutes even better.
其实10到15分钟，我们真的是没有理由、没有借口的。
In actuality, we have no excuse to say we don't have 5 or 10 minutes to
我
spare.
们如果每天能够用15分钟的时间安静一下啊，
If we can use at least 15 minutes each day to rest
生
ourselves
小孩去睡觉啦，
after our kids have gone to
那你
sleep,
自己坐在那里，让自己安静一下。
you just sit there in your house and quiet
我
down a
们不
bit.
要以为啊，我们不要以为一定要拿圣经啦、参考资料啦什么，不是这个样子的。
We aren't necessarily saying that during the time of quietness you have to Bible study or sing hymn or do anything else.
因为这样子，
more
你
intense.
只是把所谓的灵修也变成你额外的工作而已啊。
Because if you make that a routine, then oftentimes it's just a formality, but you're not really carrying out the spiritual
只
cultivation.
是让你的生活一样的忙碌，你即使在读经祷告，你也是在忙碌中啊。
Sometimes if you make these things habitual and formality, then oftentimes these actions become part of your busy lives.
我只是要完成今天的进度，我必须要读多少，那也是一种工作啊。
Oftentimes we may think our progress in reading the Bible become a task or a part of our chores every day.
不应该是这个样子的。
That shouldn't be the case.
所以有时候我们会觉得说，有啊，我天天灵修啊，但是从来没有感动啊。
That's why a lot of people would say, I spiritual cultivate every day, but I don't have any inspiration
因
from
为那
God.
些都是你变成责任，你只是要 get over with it， 就是你就是有一个 check 你的 calendar check 我已经完成了这项使命而已啊。
That's
没有意义的。
because the task of worshiping God or spiritual cultivate in your life is merely a checkbox
跟你 check 说我刚洗完衣服一样的意思而已啊。
on your checklist, very similar and comparable to you checking off doing the laundry.
你必须要先安静下来，
We must quiet ourselves.
可能就是坐下来给自己泡杯茶，
Perhaps
真的就是这样，很安静，让自己安静一下。
slowing down and make yourself a cup of tea.
那有时候不开灯就坐在黑暗当中
Sometimes just sit there in the dark.
你会突然发觉说，你就心就静下来了
Calm yourself and quiet your heart.
当然把先生关在外面比较安静啊。
Sisters, maybe you should just close the door so your husband can't
就是那几分钟让你突然发觉说，你的心会安静下来。
Just a few minutes of that quiet time.
然后呢，享受一下这种安静当中的这种心中的这种很平静安稳的感受。
And within those few minutes, thoroughly enjoy the tranquilness
这
and
个
the
时候啊，
quietness.
你再来读圣经，你的感觉可能会不太一样。
After you quiet your hearts, then you proceed to read the Bible. Then your experience will be different.
读完圣经也不要急着祷告，
After you finish reading the Bible, don't be haste in rushing to prayer.
坐在椅子上，眼睛闭上，想想你刚刚读了什么。
Sit there on your couch, think about the things you just read.
想了一下，然后再跪下来祷告。
Think about it and ponder upon the words of God. Then kneel down and pray.
千万不要让灵修只是成为你众多灰这里这个当台的灰土众多当中的一样而已啊。
Do not consider the action of spiritual cultivating yourself like the people of Judah consider that there was so much rubble that they can't proceed with their actions.
所以在安静当中看见神。
So in quietness we shall see God.
在这里第二个问题，他说敌人说我们要趁他们不知不见，进到他们当中杀他们啊。
The second challenge that they were faced with was their enemy saying that before they know it or see us, we will be right there among them and kill them.
所以敌人魔鬼对付我们或教会的第二个方法啊。
So our enemies, Satan, their tactic to attack us is
第一个
this.
是让你很忙，赚不完的钱，忙不完的工作，让你没有时间来安静。
The first tactic is that they will give us so much work and busyness in our lives that we don't have time to do God's work.
第二个这里讲说，趁你没有发现的时候，
The second tactic of theirs is that, as referenced in the Bible, that before we even know it,
跑到你当中杀人啊。
they will seep right there among us,
让
kill us.
让这个团体当中产生误会
They will cause misunderstandings within the group.
产生怀疑。
They will cause doubts within the group.
哇，有一个人被杀了，是谁？是你吗？是你吗？你怀疑我，我也怀疑你，到最后就不同心啦。
Somebody just got took out, and people will start to doubt. People will start to point fingers, and all of a sudden, there's no unity.
所以我们说最坚固的城堡都是从里面破坏才被打下来的。
And we often learn in history that the most fortified castles, oftentimes, they get destroyed from within.
所以魔鬼对付我们的方法就是让你们当中产生冲突。
So one of the key tactics from Satan is to cause internal chaos.
趁我们不知不见、没有注意的时候，
They attack when we are not prepared or when we are not watching.
信徒吵架，
Members starts to quarrel.
家族互相不喜欢，互相攻击，
Family starts to attack each other.
让负责人没有办法同心。
The workers of God not in unity.
所以你不喜欢我，我不喜欢你，到最后教会就不和睦了。
People start not to get along, and after a while, the church starts to be
如果
weakened.
教会不和睦你圣工再努力都没有用啊。
If the church is not harmonious, then our work shall be in vain.
你想想看，你辛辛苦苦带了一个慕道者来到教会，
Think about it, the efforts that you've taken to lead a truth seeker to
感
our
谢主，他
church.
终于答应了，他终于来了。
Thank God that he or she finally consented to come.
结果大门打开，看到两个信徒在互骂。
But if they come to church, the first thing that they see is two members arguing with each
我告
other.
诉你这个慕道者一定转身就离开吓死人了！这什么地方啊？
For sure that this will have a negative impact to the truth seeker.
如果教会当中非常的冷漠
If our church is very lukewarm,
为什么你怀疑你不喜欢我，我也不喜欢你啊？
why is that? It's probably because there's doubts within the membership and
慕道
also
朋友非常敏感的啦，
finger pointing. And the truth seekers are very sensitive to these
他
things.
一来就知道说这个地方有问题呀。
When they come, they can sense it.
那你怎么能够告诉他说这里是有爱的团体？
How can we explain to the truth seeker that our church is filled with love?
所以我们今天如果今天我们在教会里面常常起冲突，
So if today our church has a lot of quarrels and conflicts,
我们也不要一直觉得说我都是那个受害者啊，
we should not always be considering ourselves the victim.
是不是？我们常觉得都是人家欺负我们，我们都很可怜。
Oftentimes, we feel that we're always being taken advantage, we're the victim.
我都是那个可怜的，我都是被欺负的哦。
I'm always the one who people are taking advantage of.
如果你常常觉得自己是被欺负的，
If you often find yourself accusing others of taking advantage of you,
其实这本身就是一个问题呀。
that in itself is a problem.
为什么教会里面大家都要欺负你呢？
Why is the church taking advantage of
你
me?
真的有你想象的那么无辜吗？
Are you really as weak as you make yourself?
箴言里面讲说人所做的，在自己的眼里看的都是对的啊。
So in the Bible, it tells us that we perceive everything we do ourselves as right.
或许你才是那个加害别人的，所以你才到处觉得自己很可怜嘛。
Perhaps you're the person who's oppressing others or causing conflicts between others, and that's why you feel like you're the victim.
所以如果你走到哪里，哪里就不平安了。
That's why wherever you go, conflict shall follow.
你走到哪，你遇到谁，谁就开始跟谁处不好啊。
Maybe you're the instigator, so wherever you go, a quarrel will break out.
你们不要觉得说都是你遇到坏人呐。
Don't think that other people are all evil.
你有时候遇到一次坏人，有可能是对方不好。
Perhaps, one time you will run into a person that is indeed evil.
那遇到2次，好，算你很倒霉遇到2个坏人哦。
Perhaps you run into a second person, the chances are very slim. However, okay, maybe you're just your misfortune.
但是如果你的人生当中常常都遇到坏人，或许问题是你啊。
However, if you find yourself oftentimes, constantly running into evil
你可能
people,
是教会当中的怪胎啊。
then you're the problem, potentially.
你可能是教会混乱的根源呐。
You may be the common denominator.
所以我们要自己先看好自己啊，把自己管好啊。
So we should search our own hearts, examine our hearts, and control our own self.
当我们今天在教会里面有了冲突啊，
So if when we see a conflict in our church,
我说不要 take it personal， 不要一直觉得说是我跟你的冲突啊。
do not take it personally.
如果我们能够退一步，
If we can take a step back,
能够看到说原来这就是魔鬼的诡计啊。
if we can acknowledge that this is the plot of the Satan,
魔鬼希望你们2个赶快吵起来，
because Satan is dying to see us
魔鬼
get
希
into
望
a
你在
conflict.
怒气当中，在会堂大吼拍桌子
Satan just would love it if we lose our temper at church and,
因为刚刚有一个
start
慕道
yelling,
者刚好经过
because maybe a truth seeker or a new member just walked by.
所以魔鬼希望你发脾气，
Because then Satan wants you to lose your temper.
因为这样可能那个慕道者就会离开。
Maybe because after seeing your outrage, that truth seeker or new member will leave church.
所以我们不要以为这个是你跟我的冲突啊，
We should not take things personally.
有時候可能是我們被魔鬼利用，成為傷害教會的工具啊。
Because oftentimes we're just the tools of Satan in being used to sabotage the affairs of church.
所以如果有什麼，因為人跟人當中難免總是會有衝突的。
It's inevitable that between people or human that we will get into times of conflict.
但是有什麼事情自己私下再去講。
However, we have to take the approach that we will talk things out privately.
不是不要處理教會的問題，
It's not that we shouldn't take care of the matters of church,
而是你要顧慮到教會的形象，
but rather we have to uphold the image of our church.
你要顧慮到有慕道者在看你，
We have to be considerate of the eyes of the truth
你要
seekers.
有顧慮到有小朋友在看你。
We have to consider that there are kids that are watching
所
us.
以我們要留下什麼樣的形象或榜樣給其他的信徒呢？
We have to pay attention and take note of what kind of image or what kind of examples that we shall set for other
所以我们要
members.
敏感一点啊。
So we have to be a little bit more
这里
sensitive.
说趁你不知道不知不见进来的啊。
Here it tells us that our enemies will creep in within us while we are not watching.
所以我们要敏感一点
So we have to be alert and we have to be sensitive.
接着祷告被圣灵所充满，
We have to be filled with the Holy Spirit.
你就能够一眼看穿说这是魔鬼的工作。
Then we will have a better vision and spot these plots of Satan.
这是魔鬼要造成教会的不和睦。
And we have to be able to see clearly that these plots of Satan will cause people to have conflicts.
你如果看透了、看清楚了，
If we're able to see through these plots,
你就不会掉到那个陷阱里面啊。
then ourselves will not fall into the trap.
第三，我们看回来第12节啊，
And let's look at the third challenge, which is chapter 12.
我们看
verse 12.
尼希米记的第4章12节，
So return to Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 12.
他说：“那靠近敌人居住的犹大人10次从各处来见我们，你们要回我们这里来呀。”这里告诉我们说信仰生命的第3个问题啊。
Here it tells us that the third challenge that we may face in our life.
什么问题？就是你住的离敌人太近了啦。
That the problem is that we live too close to our enemies.
他说有些犹太人住得离敌人非常近哦，
Here it says that some Jews who live really close to their
住
enemies,
得近就容易被攻击，
if they live really close to their enemies, they shall be vulnerable to attacks.
住得近就常常在危险之下。
When they're living close to their enemies, they're in danger.
他们不
constantly.
但不能够成为建造城墙的帮助，
Not only will they themselves not be able to contribute towards completing the wall,
反而变成拖累工作的元凶啊！
but they themselves will become the stumbling blocks in completing the wall.
为什么他们一直要说你们要来帮我，一直要抽调有限的人力来帮助他们啊？
Because not only are they gonna be able to help, they keep on asking resources and people to come to their aids.
所以我们今天选择的生活环境会直接影响到我们的信仰。
So this tells us that today, when we are faced upon a decision as to where we live, our environment that we will subject ourselves in will have consequence towards our faith.
我有一次遇到一个信徒啊，
One time I ran into a member.
他住的地方很远啊，附近都没有教会啊。
He lived very far away from church.
他原本呢，他是因为工作的关系啊，所以他搬到外州去哦。
And originally he moved out of state because of his work.
他告诉我说他现在非常后悔啊。
Then he lamented to me that he very much regret making that move.
他说他原本只是希望他的孩子、他的家庭有更好的生活环境，
Originally, he just wanted a better environment for his family
因为工作好，那个薪水高啊，
because the job was good and the salary was higher.
生活条件不错就是生活环境比较好，房子大间呐。
The cost of living was better and the house that they were able to buy was bigger.
他说他一开始的观念其实是非常简单的，
And he told me that originally the principles for which he used to make that decision
他
was
只
very
是希望
simple.
他的家里有更好的环境。
He simply wanted a better environment for his
他
family.
觉得说没有关系啊，我们还是总是有办法聚会的嘛。
He thought to himself that it's not a big deal. We are the faithful and we still can find ways to worship
现
God.
在网络直接聚会就可以啦。
He thought to himself that we could worship God through the internet.
他觉得说他的信仰还不错，
He thought to himself that his faith was solid,
所以就算住在没有教会的地方也没有关系。
so that it would not really affect his faith for his family to live further away from church.
但是他现在非常后悔啊。
So now he's telling me that he's very regretful.
为什么？因为问题不在他身上，
And the reason being is that the problem was not him.
问题是在他的小孩从小没有宗教教育，
The problem was that his children grew up without religious education.
没有教会里面同年纪的朋友，
They did not have friends from church to play with.
没有真正的教会的聚会的习惯。
They did not formulate or gotten acquainted to the proper worship facilities for church.
他说他从来没有想到是会变成这样啊，会这么严重啊。
He told me that he never realized that his decision cost him dearly.
所以他的孩子到了一定的年纪以后就再也不参加任何的教会的聚会了。
So as a result, he was telling me that because of that after a certain age, his kids no longer wanted to worship
因
God
为不习惯
because they did not have good habits.
他的孩子坚决反对参加学生年会，
And his kids would be very stubborn and not want to attend the spiritual
因为他们一个
convocations
人都不认识。
because they don't know anyone.
所以因为这样子的选择，
Because of that choice,
他现在很担心他的孩子信仰维持不下去啊。
he was very stressed and worried of the faith of his children.
他说他真的后悔啦。
He told me he indeed was regretful
如果能够选择，他宁愿不要这个薪水比较高的工作，
that if he had to go back in time, he'd rather not taken this higher pay job.
因为他现在只要一讲到信仰，就跟他的孩子冲突的非常厉害。
Because now the consequence of his choice means that every time when it comes to the topic of faith, he would be arguing with his
所以
children.
有时候我们选择我们居住的地方，会直接影响我们家人、我们的儿女的信仰。
So oftentimes when we decide where we shall live, will have direct impact to the spirituality of our family members, including our children.
有时候不见得是这个物质上你所居住的选择啊，
Oftentimes, the considering factors aren't necessarily how well physically or materialistically we will be rewarded.
常常讲的是你的生活方式。
oftentimes has to do with our lifestyle.
不见得是你居住的地点呐 ，location， 不是你的 location
So
哦。
oftentimes it's not the location, but rather your lifestyle.
有时候是你现在的家中，你让敌人离你非常近啊。
Sometimes our enemies is not is within our own family.
有时候我去访问信徒啊，
One time I was visiting a member.
那有时候你看那纽约的信徒哦，他们生活很苦，所以房间都很小，住的空间非常小啊。
In New York, there were a lot of members in poverty, so they would live in very confined and tight
但
quarters.
是啊，常常你就是进去啊，小小的房间，巨大的电视啊。
But a lot of the times when I visit them, they would have very tight quarters. However, there's a humongous television.
哇，然后底下全部都是连续剧啊。
And under the large TV, there's sets of soap operas.
哇，那有时候就是敌人很近呐，你一打开门你就看到敌人呐。
Sometimes our enemies are within our house. You'll see it every day.
我有一次去家庭聚会哦，
One time I went to a family service.
然后结果那个聚会的那一户的那个就是 host family，也就是那个屋主啊，他聚会一路都是这样侧着身体啊。
And for some reason, the host family, the member, their whole entire time in the service, their head was tilted.
我想说这个弟兄是不是脖子不舒服，还是身体不舒服啊？
I thought to myself, this brother must not feel well, or maybe.
那怎么聚会都是这个样子，歪一边的？
But why is it that the whole time that this brother's head was tilted one way?
后来我就回头看呐，
Then I turned back to look,
我看到我后面有个镜子，
and I saw that behind me there was a mirror,
那个镜子可以反射他房间的电视。
and that mirror had a reflection of the TV in his room.
所以我们就是一面聚会，他一面看《甄嬛传》哦。
So basically, as we're having Bible study, he was watching a show on TV.
如果读经这么认真啊，早就可以进天国了。
So if he spent that much effort in worshiping God, then he would be going to heaven
我
already.
们不是在这里讨论可不可以看电视啊？
We're not here to talk about whether if we can watch TV.
我们今天在讨论的是你被敌人抓住了。
We're talking about the fact that we're enslaved by our enemy.
所以就像这些人一样啊，住的离敌人非常近，所以常常处在危险之下。
Just like how's described in the Bible, these Jews are living very close to their family or to their enemy. That's why they were under their control.
常常被敌人所攻打，
That's why they were vulnerable and being attacked.
信心非常危险
Their faiths were in danger.
总是要人去救你，
They often want to rely on others.
甚至成为教会的负担。
Oftentimes they become the burden of the church.
不但没有办法成为教会当中的助力啊，
Not only are they not able to become a factor in enhancing the work of
没有
God,
在圣工上能够有任何的帮助。
they are not able to aid the church in the church work.
有时候反而让教会非常的担心呐。
Oftentimes they become the burden of the church.
所以在这里说今天我们的问题是离敌人，我们容许敌人太近呐。
So here it tells us that one of the factor of that is because we allow our enemies to be too close to us,
以致我们没有办法建立这个属灵的城墙。
so that we're not able to have time to even build a spiritual wall around us.
所以在这里犹大人所面对的问题，
So here the challenges that the people of Judah were faced with
常常也是我们今天信仰上所必须要面对的挑战。
are similar problems that we face with during our spiritual lives.
所以我们思考反思一下自己的生活，
So let us ponder upon our own lives.
我们是不是也有一样的问题呢？
Have we encountered similar problems?
我们要怎么办呢？
What shall we do?
我们愿意去解决它吗？
Are we willing to resolve these problems?
我们明天再来谈他们解决的方法。
So tomorrow night, let's discuss some of the ways to resolve these problems.
我们一起来唱诗哈
Let's sing hymn.
，390首。
Sing hymn 390. Please be seated.
我们一起来做聚会结束的祷告。
Now we're going to make our final prayer.
我们祷告当中，求主耶稣继续带领我们每个人的脚步。
In our prayers, let us ask God to guide our footsteps.
因为在人有困难
Because to us, when we have difficulties,
但是在神总是有答案的
but to God, He has answers.
所以信仰遇到挑战是难免的，是无法避免的
It's inevitable for us to encounter difficulties in our
但是
spiritual life.
但是我们能够得到上头来的帮助
But we can be assured that we will receive help from above.
更能够靠主活出一个得胜的人生。
and we will rely on God so that we could live a godly life.
好，我们一起来祷告。
Let's pray.